In this week's channel messages from the guides, we talk about coming out of the mediocrity or survival mode that you're used to living in, and starting to recognize that you are a creator and you can change anything that isn't working for you, that you were sent here with special gifts and insights, and what you bring to the table is just as important as what everyone else brings. So you have a decision on where your vibration is going to be. Are you going to raise it, or you can continue to stay in your comfort zone, in survival mode, and leave things as they are? This is your opportunity for change, for a higher vibration, for shining your light. So for those of you that are new to the channel, I'm a light worker that uses automatic writing to receive messages from my guides, and I share their messages here on the channel. So let's get into this week's reading. What is it that you need? What do you want out of life? Are you living your life for you or everyone else, your obligations, or your finances? What is really happening, and what are you doing to fix it? Often life will start to fall into routines. You convince yourself that it's stability, but you must be careful that's not stagnation. Are you living your life, making active choices and changes to benefit your needs, desires, and dreams? Or are you just doing as you have been and not rocking the boat, as you don't want to go through the stress of rebuilding? It's okay to pause, regroup, and create a new game plan, but just be aware when you've dug your heels into a part of your life that is not working for you and is no longer bringing you joy or supporting your growth. Take a moment to check in and see where your priorities are and what is dictating your decisions. Is it survival mode that is making you come from fear or afraid of changing anything? Think about when you were a teenager or an early adult. Think of how ambitious and adventurous you were. You weren't afraid of trying something new or going after your dreams of a future. You would jump in and sort it out later. You might view it as reckless now, but at the time it was you living your life, seeing what you were capable of, and taking a chance. It wasn't reckless. That is just the person you are now, shifting your perspective and changing your view, to prevent yourself or convince yourself to not live like that. It was just you living without fear, but at some point fear crept in and you stopped going after your dreams, taking chances, or jumping in without calculating every scenario first. That's fear. It's not really living. In order to have something new, you must step out of the old and be willing to adapt to any changes needed to get there. You must step out of fear and start to live. What that looks like is up to you, but you can't let fear run your life. You need to become that fearless person that you once were when you felt life was ahead of you and you can make it whatever you wanted it to be. At some point, you got worn down by life and started to believe the setbacks are the only way things could go. Once you started to believe it, that's where your focus went, and it became what you told the universe you believed was true. So you continued to receive that to validate what you already convinced yourself of. Part of the magic of your late teens and early 20s was that it was a transition stage in your life. You were coming out of the rules and limitations of living with your guardians to find out who you were and living your life by your rules. Everything was new at that point. Your feelings and desires were amplified. You were finding your voice. The people you met and experience you had were new. You were open to meeting new people your age, wanting to see what's out there with colleges, careers, options, etc. You were an explorer of sorts. Things were not set in stone in your life, and you were constantly changing. You were learning to adapt, adjust, find your voice, and find ways to go after what you wanted. You need to find that again. It was a slow transition from that to where you are now. Find when it shifted and why, what you chose and why, and see where you can change and have something new again. You don't need to follow the path others have passed down to you to follow. You can forge your own way, live your own life, start over as many times as you need to. There are no set rules saying that you must stop going after your dreams or settle down or stop trying. You get to choose your path, your life, your vibration. That is what you came here for. That is your choice. That is your freedom. Find the new that makes you feel alive again. Live a life that keeps you guessing and brings you into the present moment again. As you grow and evolve, it doesn't mean that you have to be someone that is not you. It's a chance to further find who you really are and what the new version of you needs, wants, and desires. There are no limitations except the ones that you place on yourself, so remember those and come into your power your life, your story. What do you really want, and what are you willing to do to get it? Life is only over when you give up and stop trying. Find your power again. Go after your dreams. This is where living happens. You aren't here to be like everyone else. You are here to be yourself, to bring your light and your gifts to the world. That can't happen if you are hiding or pretending to be someone else or shrinking to accommodate others. You must find your voice, find your light, and shine it. How this affects others is on them, not you. You are allowed to be yourself unapologetically. You are not here to appease others. You are here to be you, and if you feel that you aren't worthy, then it's time to fix that. This world will tear you down if you allow it, so don't allow it. Be strong enough to see the patterns, to notice what isn't working, to change, to evolve, to become more than you once were. Growth only happens when you make an effort and are ready to follow through with things. You can have whatever you want, you just need to go after it, believe you can have it, and pay attention to how the universe provides or leads you to your goals. Trust in yourself and trust in the process, only then will you come out the other side. You don't have to just accept life as it is. You are a creator and can make your environment or situations whatever you want. You just forgot your powers, forgot your worth, and bought into the restrictions and limitations given to you by society, other people, and situations. You can change anything that is not working for you, and it's often necessary to make those changes if you are to see different results or make it to a new destination. Times are changing, structures are collapsing, and will need to be rebuilt. Are you able to envision something better or different than what came before? Are you able to see what wasn't working so that you can avoid making the same mistakes moving forward? Or do you see it as comfort, what you are used to, and want to put it back exactly as it was despite the cracks, issues, problems, and let a different generation or others sort it out at a later date when it no longer affects you? This is where things are. You can view it as an opportunity to finally resolve and rebuild something more in alignment with what you are wanting moving forward, or you can fight to keep what is broken despite its negative impacts and patch it up and keep going. There are those that are fine with patching up what is broken and continuing to make things worse out of comfort and fear of the unknown. But wouldn't you rather be on the side of equality, love, community, and acceptance? One might look easier and have less effort, but still need to be fixed. The other might take more effort and time, but will have lasting positive results. Which do you want? Which do you put your focus and energy towards? You always have a choice. This choice could be the difference of vibration and timelines you gravitate towards. This could be the difference of you staying on the current earth plane or moving into the new earth vibration. You must really look at your choices, your beliefs, your efforts, and where your focus is leading you. You can no longer just let the current carry you to wherever that may lead. You must use your voice, your energy, your light, and help to create the world around you. Help to clear what is not working. Help be a catalyst for the changes, not another roadblock slowing down progress. Where do you really stand on things, and what is your effort, fear, and focus building? You need to take a look as the time is coming for your decisions to make a big difference. So, what are you choosing? Choose love, choose hope, choose your own peace and well-being, no matter how that might look to others. Don't get pulled into the darkness and assume that is the only option. Don't get pulled into mediocrity and let your dreams or gifts slip away. You have a choice to make. Will you let go of what holds you back and strive for the future you want? Or are you going to be controlled by fear, judgment, and a system that isn't working? This is the time to come into your power. It's the difference between vibrations. It's the difference between new earth and the darkness that is still to come. Where do you want to land, and are your actions and choices aligned with that? Find your voice and use it. Find your joy and go after it. The road is only as bleak as you allow it to be. Put your focus towards what you want to see instead. Raise your vibration until the darkness can no longer reach you. Only then will you truly be safe. Only then will you truly be free. Only then will you know what living really feels like. Thank you, and I will see you next week.